Don't panic. They smell fear.
And then I
heard they can smell
verbalize.
your menstrual cycle. Isn't that what they said in Anchorman? Do you want bears? This is how you get bears.
Stop.
No.
You remember that movie Congo? Where the guy was like, whatever you do, don't run. And the gorilla charged him and everybody else ran and he was just standing there and he's like, it worked, guys. And they were like, oh, thank God. And they came out from the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I'm running.
Yeah.
So if you're going to try to posture on a bear, just know I'm running.
I thought you're shooting it.
They run 30 miles per hour.
Right. Well,
What are
I don't have to outrun the bear. I got to outrun you.
You fucker. Well, guess who practiced running?
Oh, I know I'm fucked. I
There
know
you
I'm
go.
fucked. I ain't running shit.
I'm not going to feel bad leaving you behind now.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
You were so
You
ready.
shouldn't. I would much rather.
I bet you blow me a kiss as you were going, too.
I mean, I'm not running. I don't have it in me to run. I'm not built for that. I'm built for feed, not for speed. This body doesn't run. My mouth does.
Clearly.
I can run my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not running anything else. Walking fast uphill is about the extent of my 4x4.
I would rather run 5 miles straight than jog up a hill.
Really?
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I'd rather carry a backpack up a mountain with 50 pounds in it than run. I don't like running.
Do you want to carry me up a mountain?
Depends on how I'm carrying
Because I want to
you.
go to the top of that mountain too.
It depends on how I'm carrying you,
You could be the backpack.
right?
Right, I'm the backpack.
If you can just hold on and not choke me, because that's your thing, we can absolutely do that.
That was good. That was good. But I also just realized we're saying a fucking metaphor for marriage.
Are we?
Yes. Hold your woman
Because
up.
you're going to the top of the mountain. And you can either get to the top of the mountain by yourself with all the bullshit you're going to carry, or you can carry me and I can help you. And we're going to get to the top of that mountain together.
Why do I gotta carry you and
Mic
all my
drop.
bullshit?
Because I'm a princess. And my back's free.
So you're gonna carry the bullshit and I'm gonna carry you? Because that sounds like a good trade.
Yeah.
I could do that.
I think I do very well with uplifting you on your hard days.
As long as I don't have to carry you and the bullshit.
I got the bullshit.
Okay. I mean, it's still me carrying it, but
I have it organized in my fanny pack.
Boom. There you go.
that's funny.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Is this fun for you?
Yeah.
Good.
I would say my nerves have calmed down a lot.
That's good.
A lot.
Dope.
You guys hadn't gotten here yet, and I looked at her and I was like, I don't want to fucking do this today. She's like, what? And I'm like, I'm so fucking tired.
That's exactly how he's like. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm so tired. I didn't sleep. I only had like 3 hours of sleep. I woke up at like 2 something. He was on the couch. I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you out here? He's stuck on night shift right now, so it sucks.
Yeah.
So
You don't have to work tonight, do you?
No.
he doesn't have to work till Tuesday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, nice long weekends.
How'd you guys fare in the storm? That hit your area, didn't it?
Yeah. Our area where we we're fine. We just got really bad winds. And locally though, there was a lot of down, of course, trees, power lines.
Like the other side of the county by my mom's, they had power lines down everywhere. I think 2 days without power.
Yeah. We were
Yeah.
21 hours without power.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't.
Yeah, well, that's why we went to Tennessee last year.
We did.
Ian hit, we went, so I'm a Floridian. I'm not running from a fucking storm.
Yeah. Neither
Ever.
Are we
Yeah.
And
we
I was,
only did that one time.
all of the news outlets were like, this is going to be the worst thing ever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, I'm not watching the news anymore. I'm going to put on the Weather Channel so that I can get non-political, non-biased information. And they were like, the storm's not going to be that bad, but the storm surge is going to be 14 feet. And I looked at her and
Yeah.
I was like, we're not swimming with 2 fucking kids. 14
No.
feet, my entire house is underwater. And I was like, let's just go to the other coast.
Yeah.
Worst is going to happen. Like, this is going to blow over and we're going to spend a night in a hotel.
Right.
This was the night of.
Yeah.
We left at 11:45 at night.
That whenever Hurricane Irma came in 2017, we were staying in just like a single wide trailer. I was living with a couple of my friends. I think at midnight we drove to North Carolina to his grandparents.
Yeah, because
We struck out.
the company I was working for, they do a shutdown for a week or something.
Yeah, because
They
you were
told
working.
every floor employee, hey, we're shut down for a week. Y'all just got to do whatever y'all want. My grandpa called me and was like, y'all going to come up here? I was like, for what? It's just a storm. And then he kept calling. So, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, he called. I was like, whatever. I was like, I'll head up there.
You said it was for Irma?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We took damage at Irma at Sacred.
Yeah.
We had to replace all the flooring in there before we had the epoxy flooring done. Yeah. What'd you think of the floors when you guys went in there? It's
I
just
liked
cool,
it.
right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I want to do the house with that, but that I got 20 grand in that floor,
Yeah.
and I don't want to spend it on the house when
Yeah.
I could redo my kitchen for that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I would rather redo the kitchen.
So would I. When we drove to the other coast at like midnight, 11 o'clock at night, we left, and when we
Oh
got
my gosh.
we got to Lake Okeechobee, and National Guard was all over the Wawa out there. There had to have been 200 fucking people in uniform out there.
I believe it.
We got gas, and I looked at her when we got in the car, and the kids were sleeping in the back seat. I'm like, I think we made a really good decision.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
they were
yeah.
waiting to be where they needed to be deployed. And
Right.
like, I've never experienced that. I have a lot of friends who are in the National Guard. And like, you hear them going to do their training.
Right.
But to see all of them and like all of their fucking convoy laid out, I was like, this might have been a good leave.
Yeah.
We got to the other coast and we're there the next morning.
We got there like 3 or 4 o'clock.
Yeah. But that day was like 13 or 14 hours. It just rained on our area. And like, I could see the cameras for the first half of the day because I can see my cameras mobile. And then where my DVR is the one part of my house that my solar panels didn't cover. So like I
Oh,
couldn't
no.
see what was going on. And we're on the 5G hotspot, so I could see it from the T-Mobile access points. If I would have just plugged it into a different outlet, it'd have been fine.
Right.
We drove back that night, and my entire road was underwater. I had a Jeep Gladiator Rubicon at the time that had an 18-inch ground clearance, and the fucking water was coming up on the hood of this thing.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
We came around the corner, and I'm like, I can see our mailbox. Our mailbox is standing.
Oh,
I
and
started
wow.
sobbing.
yeah, it was a whole shit show. All kinds
Oh
of
my
tears.
God.
We lost a single solar panel off our house, and the lid to my salt tank on my well. That was it. Screens were intact, no window breakage,
That's good.
nothing.
We left all of our kids, the kids have tricycles and toys on the back patio. We didn't move any of them. We totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have a massive, where my plant section was, that 3-paneled window. I was certain we were going to come home and a bike was going to be through that window, something. Not a single thing on that patio moved.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
We lost 3 oak trees. One of them hit the roof, knocked off some tile or some the shingles. But we got back and like I had power to almost the entire house minus the AC unit in the living room. And our well system was supposed to be on our solar panel setup. And
Right.
when they hooked it up, they didn't hook the well up to it for whatever reason, even though that was the agreement. So I was like, well, we don't have water.
Yeah.
I know we can get out of here because we got in here with the Jeep, and we ended up going to Tennessee for a week and a half. I think we were like 9 days without power, 10 days
Yeah,
without power, something
9
like
days.
that. We stayed gone until they got power, and then
Yeah.
we came home. But it's too fucking hot down here. I'm not doing that without
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
That's like they're determining for places in Suwannee County to have or to not have power for like 2 weeks.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole system's on the ground.
So what is it? How does that look with the gas stations and shit up there? You guys having a hard time finding gas up there?
Not necessarily.
No, they're bringing. They got backup generators, and then for all the power companies, they got fuel tankers all
Yeah.
over the place for them.
Well, that's new then because they didn't have none of that shit here. We were having people getting stabbed and shot at gas stations down here the first few
Holy
days. 'cause-
cow.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
no
it
gas.
was insane. Yeah.
Yep.
I will say, like, whenever our power went out, I think it was like maybe 6 hours after they only turned on the gas stations near us, so that way people can get gas, water, whatever first, and then of course I think at like midnight is when our power finally came on.
Well, they've definitely learned. I mean, I guess because DeSantis mobilized everybody
Yeah.
18 hours before the storm was supposed to hit.
So sorry. I tried to avoid My sincerest apologies. I'll hold it in.
Yeah, just don't exhale.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then her face gets red. Joking.
I'll probably just die in front of you guys. Yeah.
Great. I know CPR. I'm certified.
Fantastic. It all works out.
Then you're going to end up blowing it in her face because she's going to push on your chest. You're like,
Are you driving? Fantastic.
that's funny.
I even told him, I was like, listen, I have to buy more gummies. I'm going to eat a gummy before I get there. I forgot.
No!
I forgot.
Oh,
He's like, don't do that. I was like, why?
why not?
I was supposed to bring whiskey and I didn't.
Oh,
I did drink last night during poker though. So
you did. Did you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's trying to get you on the...
He's really
Scotch?
trying to get me into scotch. I'm just not a fan.
He drinks whiskey every now and then.
Yeah. I'm not a big drinker. Like I can be, but I
Yeah.
don't drink to get drunk anymore. I drink because I enjoy
Yeah.
whiskey. So it's different when you're drinking, mixed drinks just to get shit faced. It's much different than when you're drinking, whiskey
Just
for
casually.
flavor.
Yeah.
Because you can drink Jack and Coke all night long, or you can drink, a high-end bourbon with no mixer. You get two very different effects out of it.
Yeah.
That's like we went out last night for my birthday dinner, and I just had like a margarita and like 2 beers at a pool hall, and then that was it. We don't drink much either.
Yeah. I don't think you've ever seen me drunk.
Yes, I have.
The one shot.
Everybody that's watching this right now, if they're in Discord, has seen you drunk. That whiskey
Okay, so-
tasting we did, you
I
were
wouldn't
like,
say that
Yeah.
was drunk.
you were
though.
on the couch going, the fucking room is spinning. I don't like how I feel right now.
I was, yeah. I got up after that live, and it hit me even harder.
Oh no.
And we got to the couch, and I just kind of laid there, and it felt so good on my skin because we have leather and it's cold. I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And I closed my eyes, and I was like, no, it's not me. I'm not moving. Stop.
Yep.
Put one foot on the ground because I had this was like my first day of freshman year of high school. This Scottish guy came into my PE class, raging alcoholic, and he was just giving pointers on what to do when you're drunk.
Put your foot on the ground when you're
And he
spinning.
was like, your foot hit the ground. He was like, instantly the room stopped spinning. That one piece of advice I took from that Scottish man.
I took that in high school too. If I'm laying down flat on my stomach, put one arm down and one foot on the ground.
That Scottish man had a big impact on my life.
Yeah. he allows you to drink in dangerous levels, apparently.
Very irresponsibly, yes.
But don't ever drink on the water. That's the worst.
Because of the,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, she knows all about that.
Stop.
And the dehydration that comes from being in the sun.
What was that?
Memorial weekend.
What happened Memorial Weekend?
I got trashed.
Oh,
I slept for 14 hours though.
was it a good sleep?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He went to CVS and back and didn't even know it.
You went to what?
Was it actually a good sleep, though?
Yeah. I was dead to the world.
Right, but did you feel recovered afterwards? Because
Sure
normally when
did.
you get drunk and pass out, it's not
When
restful.
we were out all day, I would say maybe like 11 to 4.
Oh, you were in the sun.
Yeah. And then we got home. He had to bathe me. It was like 6:30. I fell asleep. Didn't wake up until like 8 o'clock the next day.
Good for you.
It was amazing. My body needed it.
Yeah. What?
You're like, good for you. You got completely shit-faced drunk and somebody else had to bathe you, but you slept for 14 hours. Good for
I
you.
did it for him.
Bro,
so-
I'm a beyond babe, daddy. I'm gonna be honest.
Dude.
I would that would be a self-care day for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 hours of sleep.
I get
You know that wouldn't work.
why?
Because I'd be like, babe, I'm hungry.
Okay, so I would have to time it. So I would time it. If I'm mentally prepared to be wasted, I'm fun when I'm wasted. We're gonna have a lot of fun on Vegas.
We're going to have fun in Vegas anyways.
Right, but alcoholic milkshakes.
Yeah.
Really? They make those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get those at a lot of restaurants here, but there's a place in the Cosmopolitan. It's called Holsteins or Holsteins. They have the best burger I've ever had in my life. And like, it's not a secret that I like cheeseburgers. I'll cheeseburger and french fry every meal, every day, all the time, no matter what. It's my favorite thing ever. It is the best cheeseburger I've ever fucking had. And like, there's places in Vegas that like advertise the best burger.
Right.
I've had I had a $50 cheeseburger when I was out there. It was bison.
Holy
It was
cow.
supposed to be like, and it was not good. It was
Oh,
mediocre.
did they fucking fib?
With the Holstein's burger, they have a mushroom Swiss fucking bacon cheeseburger that is just,
That sounds good.
yeah, it'll be when we land and we go check in, we're going right to the burger joint.
Hell yeah.
But they also do alcoholic milkshakes.
Neat. That would be a self-care day for me, yeah. Get wasted, have fun in the sun. You get to bathe me. Super hot, man. Stop it. And then you're going to put me to bed and tuck me in? Yes.
Listen, I was proud. He washed my hair, conditioned it, blow dried it, everything.
Damn.
You blow dried it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
It was great.
Why do you gotta set the standard? Now I gotta fucking blow dry your hair.
Do you even know where the blow dryer is?
Do we even own a blow dryer?
We do, yeah.
Oh,
That's what you hear in the mornings.
yeah.
I was not gonna have her go to bed with wet hair. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, why'd you let me go to bed like that?
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
I hate going to bed with my hair.
So I could see one of two mindsets in this, and I'm not claiming either one is yours. First mindset is, "Oh, I love her. She's not going to have damp hair going to bed tonight, babe. I'm glad you had a good day, right? Second mindset is, can't fucking go to bed with damp hair.
He had both.
Can't
of
hear
them.
it tomorrow.
Yep.
I love you.
That's exactly how it played
Yeah.
out.
Exactly.
That's funny.
What?
I'm pretty sure that there's like
What are you thinking?
I'm pretty sure that there's spas in the Cosmo where we're staying.
yeah.
So if you get to the point that you get
Just
that
drop you off at the
drunk,
spa.
I'm taking you to the spa. Because then I check all kinds of boxes at that point and be like, take care of her hair, massage, all that shit. I'm gonna go to the
Stop.
casino.
Everything.
Just text me when she's done so I can come get her.
I can't.
And that's a win for me, right? Like
It's a win for you until you come back and I have 4 new best friends.
that's fine. They'll be what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
There you
Those
go.
friends will stay there. I'll tip them really fucking good.
I'm going to make an absolute fool of myself. You can't do that to me. I have no filter when I'm inebriated like that. I
Yeah,
am.
same.
They're probably
You
used
guys
to
want to
it.
go do karaoke after this? My man's got me.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we can't.
We went to a pool hall last night and they had karaoke.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love karaoke.
it was 5-star.
Yeah.
Ah,
No, you
No.
hated it.
Did you get up there and sing?
no.
Oh.
No,
Did
no,
you
no,
get
no,
up there
no.
and
Oh,
sing?
no.
You just
You people watched.
yes.
Yeah.
And listened. There was a man who literally looked like a bald ZZ Top singing Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you said my man's got me, and all I could think of is the fact that you couldn't find the park that we've been going to for 2 fucking years and hiking at
I heard
because your man's
heard
got you. She called me and she's like, "Hey, so
Yeah.
I'm really living my best my man's got me thing," and I'm like, "What did you do?" Like I'm expecting there's some
Yeah.
kind of story, and she's like, "So I want to take the kids to that park where we go hike, and I don't know how to get there."
Mm-hmm.
Daily for 2 years, we would go to this park every morning and walk 2 miles.
Yeah.
It's like 4 turns from our house.
It is. Listen, passenger princess, I get it.
I was joking around with
Wholeheartedly.
him. Have you guys seen that trend on TikTok where people pretend to be kidnapped and they have like that whole dialogue in the back seat with the
Yes,
kidnappers?
I have.
And I was like, if I were to do that trend, what would I do? And I was thinking of things. I was like, oh, that's funny. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And I was like, no. Literally, all I have to do is sit in the back seat, act totally calm, and pretend like, why am I not panicking? Because my husband's got me.
Yep. There you go.
That's it.
He'll find me.
He already knows where we are.
Just wait.
I imagine you showing up with like a machete or something.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right.
Yeah.
You gotta show up like Liam Nelson with a whole Taken vibe.
He's anti-Second Amendment. He doesn't like firearms.
What?
So I don't support that dude in any way, shape, or form. After making all those movies about being a badass operator.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yep. Springfield sponsored a lot of his movies in the beginning of the Taken series, and when he came out anti-2A, they stopped giving him weapons for the movies.
That's right. I remember because Bradley Cooper's like that too, isn't
Yeah,
he?
don't even fucking get me started on that. We talked about that too because he made all that money on American Sniper playing Chris
Yeah.
Kyle, and then he came out anti-Second Amendment.
That made me so fucking mad.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, how are you not only going to portray an American hero like that?
With 160 confirmed kills, the most
Like-
deadly sniper in American history.
He made millions.
Yeah.
Millions of
Millions.
dollars off of that money. And then he wants to go, yeah, I don't support that.
Yep.
What a fucking hypocrite.
That's just like, it's not in regards to Second Amendment, but Michael Orr and The Blind Side. Have you guys seen that whole ordeal?
I have heard about it, but I don't know what's going on.
So, sorry, I'm gonna say apparently like he signed a conservatorship with his adoptive parents, but it wasn't the adoptive. Like they thought, or I'm sorry, he signed the conservatorship thinking it was the adoption papers.
Okay, I'm going to pause you. So this is a story about the gentleman that got adopted by the white family and he did the football thing.
Yes.
Isn't he blind?
No,
No?
It's just called The Blind Side because he's a really
what am
good
I
defense
thinking?
football player.
All right.
That was a Sandra Bullock movie. I'm surprised you haven't seen that.
Sandra Bullock's in it? I love
Yeah,
her.
she plays the mom in that movie. That's actually a really good movie. That was
Yeah.
a cry movie for me for a long time.
It's really good.
That whole thing though, so I didn't read anything about it. I just saw the headline that says he was never really adopted, and has all these issues with the fact that they made a movie about his life and he wasn't adopted.
That
Like-
and the parents just took every bit of the money that he's earned with NFL, the movie, and they took it.
He went off to NFL?
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Played for Vikings, I think.
I think so.
That's insane.
Don't quote us on that, but yeah.
So
But he didn't get any of the money that he had earned.
is this alleged? Or is this like proven? Like they produced the paperwork that he signed. There was no adoption papers, or
I hadn't seen anything. So, but my question is, why are you coming out
Now.
Yeah, this late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, I only read the headline. But if they were stealing his money and shit, like that sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, you see that for people who have non-adopted parents. Look at the whole Britney Spears
I was
shit.
just gonna say.
And
yeah.
like, there's a whole lot of families that do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But would he have had the career that he had if it wasn't for that family?
Exactly.
So there's a catch-22 there. Like, do you feel bad that he wasn't really adopted and they used him for his money because he got a fucking career and he's a millionaire now?
Right.
So like, did he? We had a really good day at the shop today.
That's dope.
I don't know. I guess I need to read into that because I feel like if they took half his money and they made $50 million and he made $50 million off of his hard work, he wouldn't have made any $1 million if he had stayed in the position he was in.
Right.
If it wasn't for them.
Right.
I could understand them getting a cut from the movie because that's not just his story. They're part of that story.
Right.
Their lives were also changed
Right.
by adopting him. So
Right. But how would that work with a conservatorship? Once he's an adult, he's an adult.
Yeah.
well, it depends on the conservatorship. Britney Spears just got out of conservatorship and she was well into her late 30s when that happened. So
Have you seen the thing where I forgot the actress's name? She plays in Orange is the New Black. Apparently, she posted a thing on Instagram about celebrities who had passed on. Britney's picture was in one, and they're saying like the person who's portraying as Britney Spears isn't Britney Spears. I went
think
down
I
a
heard
whole
about
rabbit hole
that.
on TikTok on that too.
I think I heard about that. I didn't really pay any attention to that. I have been paying attention about her wedding being faked and shit.
Yeah, I seen that.
All of that, yeah. That woman's fucking going through it. I was listening. Hit Me Baby One More Time came on. And I was in my car doing my thing. And like the Oh Baby Baby came on. And like that same like kick in a fucking door like Shania Twain just came
Yeah.
on. And I was thinking like, I've seen TikToks of her. That woman's not okay.
I swear to God, if I could get past the terms of service violations on YouTube with the way that she does her fucking dancing and singing shit, we would be so fucking rich, dude. I edited that last vlog where she was in here singing and dancing to like NSYNC and doing her fucking thing, and I'm dying. I'm laughing so fucking hard.
I
at
was
the
wondering what
computer.
you were singing. I was like, I can't hear it.
The last one where I'm dancing down the hallway, it was everybody.
Love it.
It's-
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. She was in the car one day driving to Triumph, and it was like 45 minutes of her singing in the car and dancing and shit. Like
Nelly came
people
on.
would watch that shit.
Listen, those throwbacks hit.
Yep. Yeah.
Be so rich.
Cyclone, when Cyclone comes on.
Yes.
Stop.
You know that I'm almost willing to bet that because the Vimeo account that we originally had for Patreon is still active. We could probably post it to that
Yeah.
and show that shit because it's not monetized.
Okay.
I just don't want to get violations on the YouTube channel.
Understandably. You really get a kick out of that.
I fucking love it so much, dude. I tried it. We had a conversation the other day about balance and like because I have a very dark history and she is the light of my life. And when I say that, it's not like, one of those just cheesy
Cutesy.
things,
Yeah.
right? Like you genuinely bring a joy to my life that I otherwise lack. So when you have those moments, because I don't have those moments, it's exciting for me and it makes me feel good and happy. Like even when I sing to you, it's always depressing songs. Like I don't ever just, and it's always country, but
Except for that one Backstreet Boy song yesterday while I was working out.
yeah, well, that's because they did that one, whatever it was, whatever that one line was. I knew you were getting ready to do it, so I did it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, while
That's
you were
a
in the
core
gym.
memory to me now, yeah.
I'm glad that made you happy.
It did.
That's the only upside of having our own gym is having the music that we have. That's gonna fucking drive me nuts.
Being able to hear the cars and shit outside, yeah.
Yep, that's loud as shit.
I feel like we've been fibbed to this whole process of getting this unit.
Yeah, but it works.
It works. We are upcycling. We are making the best out of the situation, and we are going to do what we need to do, and we're going to continue to grow and prosper. And
I'd say this is gonna go places.
I think that Zach was saying that because he's watched the interview with Jeff Graham and Angie, the second interview already. He's like, that was so much fun to watch because you guys were just bullshitting. It's you guys being your authentic selves.
Right.
That's who you are in real life. People get to see that this is just who you are. It's not you guys answering emails.
Yeah.
And people will enjoy that content a lot more than just the trauma dumping emails.
Right.
And I think, and this is just purely speculation, I think that the 2-year lease that we signed is going to put us in a position to buy a building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
I
the 2
agree.
years is up. So if this is what we have to endure for 2 years to like prosper,
Right.
fuck it.
Yeah.
But Jordan, he is J Trumpet on Discord.
Okay.
He owns Buffalo Graphics, where he's kind of the owner of Buffalo Graphics. His mom and dad built a business, but he's been running it for the last 10 years, however long it's been. I'm doing consulting work for him right now, and I'm trying to buy into that business. And he's wanting to move into a new building. So if he buys the business from his mom and starts looking for a warehouse, and he's going to look to buy 5,000 square feet, and we can buy 20,
Right.
the two of us, then I can just do everything in one building. You know,
Yeah.
we can have all of the shirt, all the merchandise, all of our shipping, everything could be there. And then
In just one area.
right. And then we could set up our podcast shit, and we would only need, 20,000 square feet's a lot.
My aunt stopped by today, and I was showing my aunt the office.
How'd that feel?
It was very surreal. There was a moment we were standing in the big room, and I was watching Mike paint, and we were talking about how it hasn't even been a year yet. And I was telling her about how we got started. We were literally sitting at our kitchen table, and now seeing a fucking studio, insane. Fuck me.
How was it having your aunt involved, though? Because she's the only one who's actually seen all of this in real life.
She hit me with, "Thank you for letting me be a part of your life."
Ooh.
And that fucked me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when it comes to my family, I am very reserved with things.
Yeah.
So hearing her say that and knowing she's genuine with it, she almost cried like 10 times walking through this building. She's so excited for us. And I showed her the monkey picture and told her about it and, my concerns with the fame that we're getting and how we're growing and whatnot. And we had a moment and we walked back and we were in the big room. And she looked at me and she's like, I feel it. She was like, you guys are going to come back from Vegas and it's going to be nonstop.
I can't fucking wait for that.
She's
But
like-
I need the vacation, but
Yeah.
I'm ready for this to change.
She said that there is going to be a hurricane and it's going to be a good one.
The email thing it feels good for us to help people.
Right.
But the trauma, I know you don't listen to the podcast, but when people send us emails, it is a lot of trauma dumping. They don't just give us, this is what's going on in my life. How do I fix it?
Right.
They want to be like, well, I was raped as a child. My uncle touched me. I've been beat on my whole life. And they give us all of this horrible shit that has nothing to do with what's currently happening other than they haven't processed that shit yet. And they're bringing that baggage into their new relationship and it's creating problems.
Or there's current child neglect happening and they don't recognize that it's a problem.
Right.
Just like that one email where they were doing it to get back at someone.
I was so fucking mad.
That, yeah.
That was speculation.
Right.
Like I said, it wasn't clear within the email, but saying it's been a few days and I'm just going to go ahead and give the baby a bath
Because he didn't do it.
is,
Yeah.
common deduction, guesstimations. I'm going to conclude that child had not had a bath because you were waiting for somebody else to do it.
Can only assume.
That is,
Yeah.
I would throw hands over that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
in that moment, I cannot rationalize myself with words to convey how upset I am. And I saw a TikTok today and I did some research. Roughly 85% of the population is self-aware. 15%, 85% of the population is not self-aware. So 15% of the population, there are people who are aware of themselves inside and outside, the way that they're perceived by other human beings, the way that they are just presenting themselves in the world. Mm-hmm. That 85% of the population who is not self-aware, from experience, I conclude that they are not capable of having conversations of rationale. So I want to resort to fists. I would throw down with somebody over child neglect.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Like, I couldn't tell you how many times, like, if we're in town and I see something, he's like, stop it. You don't need to get involved in other people's business.
I have stopped some moms and I've been like, do you know where your child is right now?
Yeah.
Because I just watched your kid run across Walmart.
Yeah.
I just watched your 5-year-old walk across the gas station. You just left your toddler unattended in a cart as you turned your back and walked 3 frozen aisle doors down.
I think it was in Publix. There was one time he noticed a child and he was like, "Where's his parents at?" I was like, "I don't know." And then you see him coming up.
You know that we actually live. It's actually safer now than it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
In terms of like kids being grabbed and shit, because people are so aware now that it's changed.
Yeah.
Somebody dropped those stats in a live stream. It was Jason Kirk, and I was like, now I gotta fucking Google that to find out if that's real or not. Because free range kids in the 80s, I would leave
Right.
Yeah.
at like 7 years old, 6 years old. I would leave as soon as I get up, not come home until dinner.
Yeah.
And
That was normal.
It was normal, and I didn't have to worry about ever being grabbed. Like it was never something I ever thought of.
Right.
Well, it was almost like society looked out for their children.
Well, they
Yeah.
did. They did. It was a very different time, but it was
Yeah.
more dangerous for children in the 80s because they would just disappear until they were ready to come home. Whereas now we're like, hyper vigilant of our children. Do you guys have Apple Plus?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
There's a TV show on there called Invasion. I'm a sci-fi guy. I love my sci-fi shows, and like Foundation is one of those shows that kind of the books modeled for Star Wars. Anyways, Invasion, we're watching this show and it's aliens are coming to Earth, and there's a lady who her husband cheated on her, and they're dealing with all this shit, and every single time something happens, both of them ignore where the kids are at.
Yeah.
And the whole time we're watching the show, she's like, "Stop leaving your fucking kids behind."
I would do the same.
First time they left their children behind, something terrible happened.
Yep. And
I
you're
was
like, "That's what you fucking get."
Get your shit together.
Right. Like the first time it happened, I was like, okay, note, like I don't leave the kids alone.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, some massive catastrophe happens, and
No.
kids are fucking by themselves in the basement with aliens invading.
And that's almost, I mean, I don't know how equivalent you want to think this could be to, but like you're driving and then someone's idiotic driving response, they have like a dent in their bumper. That's what you fucking get. That's why. That's why you are the way that you are.
I saw a car the other day. The whole driver backside was dented in, and they were driving like an absolute
Yeah.
fuck, but I didn't see that part of their car yet. I was on the right side of the
Okay.
car. And I was like, why are you driving like that? And I got over and they got over, and I was like, oh, okay.
I see.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you slow down?
No,
to,
I
like,
got
get them
past
way
them.
ahead of
I got past
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
smart. That's funny.
If I have the opportunity to go 95 and pass somebody who is a hazard on the road, I will go 95.
100%.
Yeah, I'll go 95 every chance I get to.
Yeah.
I know.
It doesn't matter if I'm passing or not. I have a lead foot. So which way did you guys come to get here? Did you go around this turn right here? Or did you just come through the stop sign and turn right?
No, we come through the turn.
The other turn.
So the other morning, we were coming to see if they fixed those ceiling tiles. And we had to run to the bank, and it's school zone right there. And I come around this fucking corner, and like she...
Keep talking.
No, get it out.
I wasn't making noise. Oh, they can see me.
Yeah, they can see you.
I was like, just cut my feet. Okay. I tried to hold it in, and I started. And I was like, no, can't hold it.
You
no.
look like somebody was trying to jumpstart you over there. So we're coming through the light, and I look over, and she's starting to cry. I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, I sent the kids an email because I told her, like, instead of like saving pictures and shit, you should send them emails about like, hey, this happened to you today. And when they turn 18, you give them the login so they can read about their lives. So like, it's a way that you can experience life with your kids, right? And
Like letters.
she's fucking crying.
He looks at me, and it's just waterfall.
Oh.
And I'm in a school zone. So I went
shit.
from doing 15 and come around that corner, I'm doing 31 in a fucking school zone, and a cop runs right out in the middle of the fucking road. I must have slammed on my brakes to not run this cop over. And I pull over, and I'm fucking livid because I'm only speeding because she's crying.
I felt so fucking
no.
bad. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't stop it.
Did
I
you get
felt
pulled
like,
over?
I did.
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah,
he was
like-
mad. He
Oh,
was
shit.
screaming.
So Mercedes have really good sound. Like, you can't hear the outside of the car inside the car at all. Like, you can hear motorcycles and shit. I could hear this fucking cop screaming at me before he even
Pull
got to the
over.
car. Like, he was
Yeah.
livid. And I rolled the window down, and like, I didn't have my wallet because I was I was
no.
literally going to go to the bank, make a deposit, and come home.
Yeah.
And the people at the bank know me, so I never,
No ID.
no ID, nothing.
I didn't have my ID on me.
She's still crying.
I am still crying. I'm crying even harder because I'm the reason that he was speeding to get pulled over.
He's like, why were you speeding? I was like, nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah.
She's
And,
crying.
pretty much. And he was like,
Oh no.
he's like, got your driver's license, registration, insurance card. I was like, I got my registration and insurance card. I don't have my wallet on me, dude. He's like, why not? And I was like, I was just going to the bank.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in basketball shorts and t-shirt. We're just quick, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, when was the last time he got pulled over? And I was like, I don't know, it's been a year or two. And he went and came back and he's like, it's a warning. Slow it down. Thought I was going to get like a $700 speeding ticket
Yeah.
because that's, felony. It's a double the ticket.
Because of the school zone.
Right. And there's no chill there. And like, she's like, is this going to be a funny conversation? I'm like, no, this is not a funny fucking conversation. I was so mad that when we got home, I was like, I can't believe he gave me a warning. And I have 2 friends that work as sheriffs in the area because of the tattoo artist thing and because I used to own a gym.
Right.
We know a lot of police officers in the area. And I called one of them. I've known him since he was 16. He's like a brother. His parents make me food and like will bring it to me from time to time. So like I called him first thing in the morning. Like, you working right now? And he's like, no, why? And I was like, because I just got pulled over in a school zone, bro. Like, I might go to jail. And he's like, I can get him to void the ticket. And I was like, he came back and I was like, it's a warning. He's like, I'm surprised I gave you a warning. They normally don't do that. And he's like, but I could have got him to void the ticket if they'd have given you the ticket. And so it does pay to know people, but he flat out was like, bro, they normally, those cops that post in school zones, that's like a personal thing for them. They're not mandated to be there. They're making a choice to be there.
Wow.
So if they're making like writing tickets for that, they're doing it as a fuck you to the people, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt so bad.
I can just picture it.
Oh my gosh. I was sitting there like, I was crying as I was typing out the emails to the kids. And I pushed send. And I was sitting there and I was trying not to draw attention to myself. And I'm crying. And he looks over at me. He was like, why are you crying? And before I could even say anything, the cop.
Oh God.
And I was like, I didn't even recognize we were in a school zone.
Oh no.
And he was like, I was speeding in the school zone. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Now I'm gonna cry even
I was
harder.
like, I'm so sorry.
I was good until the car in front of me turned.
I felt so bad. I legit thought you were about to be really mad at me.
No, I mean, the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to get a ticket. I had to, and I might, depending on the size of the ticket, have to do another online course.
I did an online course for him like at the beginning of the year.
I've had to do it twice.
Yeah.
Once was because I was driving on a suspended license that I didn't know it was suspended, and I've had a lot of speeding tickets. It's pay to play. If you can
Yeah.
afford the ticket, it's not that big of a deal. It's
Yeah.
when you're broke that you're like, oh fuck, I got a
Yeah.
speeding ticket.
Yeah, I took the course for him back in January, but that was a shit ticket. The cop just did it because he was mad.
Yeah, if they're like, you got to go to court, I'm like, fuck, because now that's a real inconvenience. Paying the ticket's not an inconvenience. Having to like take my day away to go do something, that's the
Yeah.
inconvenience.
Luckily, he had a Zoom court meeting.
Oh, they do that now, don't they?
Yeah.
It was during right after COVID whole thing, so it was Zoom.
I wonder if they still do that now that. Well, I mean, they might be doing it again because they're talking about lockdowns again.
Yeah.
Not in the
Somebody
free
talking
state of
about
Florida.
Yeah.
Good.
I saw somewhere on TikTok that somebody said that their kindergarten student is being mandated in Colorado to wear masks again already.
What?
Yeah, even though that they've already proved that they did nothing. Like,
It does literally nothing.
yeah,
And I worked at a nursing home as soon as COVID hit. It's stupid. It's a joke. And of course I had to mandatory get the vaccine or else I would have lost my job. And of course a couple months later, that's whenever they were starting to accept the exemptions.
So if masks didn't work during COVID, why do surgeons wear them in an OR?
because blood splatter and airborne pathogens are not the same.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think about the blood. That's a good point. Thank you.
So, and that's why you have to wear them as a body piercer. You're supposed to wear a mask and eye protection. The way the law reads, I have all of the fucking statutes for my career like memorized. If you are expecting blood splatter, is how that's worded. And so they make you set up and put on a face mask and eye protection when you do piercings because of that. And the health department, I told them flat out, I was like, I don't ever expect blood splatter. And they're like, well, why not? And I'm like, because I'm doing a body piercing. I was like, there's pressure on the wound. I run taper pins through. Like, there's never a time. Like, I may get a single droplet of blood on a Q-tip when I wipe the piercing away when it's done.
Yeah.
But if I'm expecting blood splatter, I shouldn't be doing this job.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you still got to wear it. And the reason for that is because in the state of Florida, they did body piercing laws before they did tattoo laws. Like,
Really?
we were licensed through the health department for about a decade before they came through with the tattoo laws. they reached out to the body piercers in Florida before they did it and were like, hey, you guys want to come and be a part of the rule writing process? And the body piercer was like, go fuck yourself.
Wow.
That was our answer.
Yeah.
Look at what you guys did to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we have to wear sterile gloves for a quick procedure where tattoo artists get to wear regular latex gloves and like
Nitriles.
it's a
Yeah.
whole different process for them because they saw how bad the body piercers got fucked. So when they were like, hey, we're going to write the tattoo laws. Do you want to be involved? We're all like, yes.
where and what
please.
time.
Yeah. Let's not repeat that dumb shit.
You know, when you're tattooing, there's more blood there than there is with a piercing.
Yeah.
There was one time I was doing a nostril piercing. I didn't wear my mask. There was no blood splatter. So you're right. I was wearing masks in the beginning of my piercing. And it was because of the blood splatter. I did take that course. Yep.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you're supposed to by law wear them. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. I at some point I stopped wearing mine. But there was a point where there was a day that I stopped wearing it and I did a nostril piercing and I pierced her. The needle went in and she sneezed in my face.
Oh God.
And she was apologetic and I was like, I understand. I was like, if you need to sneeze again, let me know. Give me a
Yes.
heads up. She was like, yeah, no, I got you. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm going to push in the jewelry. Deep breath, exhale, boop, chew. And I screwed on the jewelry and I was like, have a good day.
See you later.
I've never experienced that.
I would have sprayed Lysol on my face.
I did. It wasn't a cabbie wipe. We had those Lysol like bacterial
Yeah.
wipes and
Yeah.
yeah.
Hand sanitizers, moisturizer.
Our other body piercer was telling me a story about how he was doing a septum. And as he was doing the septum, the person sneezed and blood. Yeah.
Did Sean tell you that?
No, it was not Sean.
No. That's disgusting.
You feel the sneeze. You feel it.
because it tickles.
Right.
It's a buildup.
You feel the little itch back there in the sinuses.
If you have to, just look at the light.
Yeah. I'm very open and communicative. We are very close proximity. We are breathing the same air in that moment. A heads up is always appreciated.
I don't even like being too close to people. I would never. Oh.
I've had people pass out and piss themselves.
I had a girl have a little. She had like a mini stroke or something.
It's fished out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens sometimes when you pass. I've had somebody pass out and shit themselves too, but
Oh.
yeah, the pee is more prevalent than pooping.
Yeah. I don't think that's ever happened. I had that one girl. She passed out and she started seizing, and she actually fell onto me.
Like a grand mal seizure.
Yeah.
So my apprentice had to go grab the medic in the room. Made sure everything was okay.
The amount of people that pass out watching their friends get pierced and the amount of people that pass out way after the procedure. So like you're supposed to ask them, do you feel dizzy or lightheaded
Yeah.
when you're done before they stand up? Because if they do feel dizzy or lightheaded and they pass out while they're standing, they're going to get hurt. And it's always like 10 minutes after. We'll have people in the car and the families will come running back inside. They just passed out. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, it happens.
It's like with shots too. Like I was in 10th grade and my mom had taken me to the hospital and I had broken out in really bad rash and it was my eczema flare up. And she took me to like the local hospital. She gave me a shot in each hip. She had me stand up. I felt fine. As soon as I turned around, my head dropped. They sent me home with an ice pack.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yeah. We've had people pass out quite a bit in the shop. It's always at the most inopportune times.
Oh yeah.
I had
of
somebody
course.
when I worked at I ended up I ended up actually buying this studio later in life. So like I owned that shop before the hurricane.
Really?
And I rebranded it and everything. But when I was working there as just an employee, we had 2 knee-high walls and 4 stainless steel chairs in front of the knee-high walls. And then behind that, we did all our paperwork. So they could just use the knee-high wall on a clipboard. And I do the piercing and like the girl's standing there and I'm talking to the mom about a tattoo and like the girl starts to get wobbly. I'm like, she's gonna, and down she fucking went before I could even finish my sentence. And she stiffed and she hit the fucking chair on the way down, donked
no.
herself and laid there on the floor and like instant giant knot on the back of her head and shit. Like you could see it protruding from her
egg.
hair. And the mom was laughing. She thought it was the funniest thing ever because like she worked in nursing and she, you know, she's experienced this shit. And like I'm fucking petrified thinking that, you know, that this girl just, you know, concussed herself.
Yeah.
And the mom was like, no, I think she's fine.
fine.
I'm a nurse, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're fucking gangster as a
Yeah.
mom. Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if that would have been anyone else, they'd have been screaming and yelling. I'm getting sued. Like there would have been a whole lot of shit that went into that.
Oh, yeah.
We've had people fall off of massage tables. We've had people fall into display cases that were made of glass that I thought was going to shatter the fucking glass. I have videos because we have security cameras at Sacred. Every time somebody passes out, I get a text message timestamp. So
No. Go check it out.
Yeah, I saved them to my phone. So I have compilation videos of people passing out. I can never share them, obviously, because it violates HIPAA laws.
Yeah.
But in my contracts, but I every once in a while I'm having a bad day. I'm like, all right, where are those videos?
Oh,
because
no.
I think this shit's fucking hysterical. It's bad. Oh, no. It's bad. We had one girl pass out, and my one of the tattoo artists in the studio ran across the shop and grabbed her and like put her in a chair, and he was standing there with her for a little bit, and she was like drinking water and talking. We gave her a glucose tablet, and she was kind of fine. And he turned around, and she fucking went down the moment he turned around, and like he caught her again, and like. Her head was like this far from the corner of one of those stainless steel tables that we had in the garage.
gosh.
Yeah. I was like, bro, she almost brained herself. Like, had you not like turned at that exact
She'd have
moment to
split wide
catch her,
open, yeah.
it'd have been done. She'd have templed,
Oh,
like
no.
just done. It's wild.
Man, I enjoy being a body piercer.
Yeah. I enjoyed the industry for a long time. I don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm excited to get back into tattooing.
Yeah.
You doing it?
At some point, I'm going to be. Yeah. Yeah.
So if we keep this past the 2-year lease, this would be a prime place to do a private studio. I could just rip up the carpet, put in some click and laminate flooring. That sink right there can run plumbing up and over to the next room, so we could put a sink in there, and there could be 2 or 3 private stations in here. So like, we could have. I wouldn't want her working in the shop, just because she gets recognized everywhere she goes,
Right.
and I don't want it. That's not safe to me.
Yeah.
Even with your gun, like I'm not comfortable with that. So, and I'm not willing to go sit at the shop all day.
Yeah.
So, but if we had a private studio, I mean, just because of who you are, you could charge outrageous fucking pricing and people would pay for it. Not saying that that's the right way to do it, but if you're only tattooing once a week,
Right.
you need
Those who want it.
$250 an hour. Yeah.
We'd have to have a spot fee in here too.
Well,
Named her?
yeah, we did.
Aw.
I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Because so that's like a really weird. You did nursing. You guys were regulated by the health department, right?
For the nursing home, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So did you ever have an inspector change while you were working there?
So what they had went through, it went through like ACA, the Department of Health, and JACO. So yeah, we had yearly inspections.
So the way the state of Florida works is if you have an inspection from a health inspector, the rules or the laws as written are open to interpretation by each individual inspector. So every time you get a new inspector, the rules change. So I've been in the industry since 1997, and I've had people quit, new people start. And like everything that I've done up until this point is by the book, and it's perfect for the other person. But now that this new person's here, we now have to change your paperwork. We have to change the way I've had people argue about the temperature of the water, a whole lot of stupid shit that goes into all of that. Because of the way the rules are written for the not allowed to have animals in the studio other than fish in a lobby and a fish tank. The issue with that, though, is like food prep places. If you have a service dog that is for medical purposes, you can't refuse that dog. I don't know how that would work in the tattoo studio. And every time we've tried to ask that, because it's supposed to be an aseptic environment, fucking health department's like, we don't know what to tell you.
I think it's because they've never been hit with it before.
Right. Well, we are the ones that are going to be at risk.
Right.
We're the ones that's going to get sued because you can't ask the person, like, why do you have a medical dog?
Right.
You can ask for the certifications of the dog, but even that is a slippery slope in the things that you can ask. And, like, it's a very weird thing. If it was a private studio here and she was in her service vest,
right,
and the health department was coming and be like, what is that? You could be like, it's my service dog. I have a medical condition. They can't ask you anything else.
Yeah,
And
beyond
besides
that point.
certification.
They can't even ask you that. They could ask for the dog certification, but Dakota's got all that. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Dakota, I want everything. He's like, okay. I was like, I want this dog to be your fucking platinum star so that when we talk about how great our dog trainer is, when we have something, I can, promote you on the podcast and that'll do the thing. She will be able to do everything except for bomb sniffing. And he asked, he's like, do you want her to do that? And I'm like, no, I don't, because they could also do gunpowder. And if somebody's armed, I don't want her freaking out over it because we carry.
True. Right.
So, but he's doing firearm desensitization. Did I say that right?
You did.
That's what ours needs. God.
Yeah.
He's so scared of thunder.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
They make thunder shirts. You ever put your dog in a thunder shirt?
No, I thought about buying a thunder vest for him.
They work.
Yeah. Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Because we just put a whole bunch of blankets on them.
I just throw
Like a
all
weighted
the pillows
blanket.
on 'em, get it over with.
Yeah, it works. We had a pug at one point that was terrified of thunder, loud noises, fireworks. I'd put him in that thunder shirt, and he's just the happiest can be. It's the sense of being held all the time
That's
because
what
they're
we need to
super
get
tight.
done. Yeah.
Compression.
You won't even hear it thundering, and he'll be running up, and he'll get right behind you, like just try to bury
Yeah.
himself in your back.
They say that has something to do with the barometric pressure, that they feel the difference differently than we do.
They're able to feel the change in pressure when the storm's approaching.
Yeah. Which is why they
So-
hide in the bathroom, because the porcelain minimizes that.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
'cause
He
loves
tries to get in the
bathroom.
shower with him every time if he's taking a shower and it's storming.
Yeah.
You know that's how you get struck by lightning, right?
What's that?
Showering during a storm.
What?
Yeah,
I shower. I shower during the hurricane.
we all do. They never told you that when you were a kid, though?
Oh yeah, I mean I've heard
Let's
it.
say I love showering during the hurricane.
I have so I'm either gonna die by a bear hug because that's been established, or I'm gonna die on the toilet by getting struck by lightning by taking a shit in a storm, because that's gonna be my luck.
Him too.
Because Elvis died while pooping, right? He had a heart attack on the toilet. I'm
Right.
gonna be the next one who's gonna be famous that's fucking dead on the toilet, but it's gonna be a lightning strike because I couldn't hold it.
What? How does that even work?
I don't know. You're on porcelain. There's water in the toilet. Water conducts electricity. This isn't.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's a
it'll
whole
actually
thing.
happen like that.
Yeah.
But that's.
You're gonna have burnt buns.
I'll be dead. I'll be adhered to the toilet.
You have to peel them off.
It'll be like
God.
Fight Club, where like the driver must have been huge. You can see the fat secretions in the seat. It'll be the toilet seat.
You just
They'll have to take the toilet seat off the
Stop.
toilet to take me in because
Oh my
it'll be
God.
adhered.
This is gonna keep me up at night.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the bathroom next time that this rains. She'll be like, "You're not gonna poop, are you?"
I'm gonna lock the fucking door.
You can hold it, motherfucker. Control your bladder.
I don't even know where we hike.
But you know how to contact the emergency services if I'm struck by lightning
You're
on the toilet.
dead. They're not gonna
People
do
don't
anything.
always die from being struck by lightning.
In this whole scenario, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're changing
But-
the scenario now?
Yeah, because I want you to feel a little safer.
Okay. So they're gonna revive you? What's happening?
I don't know.
No, now I'm scared. Stop.
What? So how,
It's there.
how
You've
does,
already
Yeah.
implanted
how does
the
that
fear.
work? If you get struck by lightning, can they use a defibrillator on you? Because you were just shocked, unconscious.
I mean, you would have to be because the
wouldn't.
lightning fucked up your rhythm.
So you just do it again?
They have to
Knock
bring
it back
that.
on rhythm.
It's a
I guess.
different wavelength, I guess I should say.
What are you laughing at?
CPR is like clap on, clap off.
Jesus. You're going
Never
to hell.
thought about it that way. I'm not gonna look
Neither
at
did
it the
I
same.
until just now. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Well, we're an hour and 45 minutes in of nonsense.
Yeah,
I think that Discord is going to be kind of jealous that you're here.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm excited to see that. They were
Yeah.
pretty salty that Zach was here for the first time.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you one of them who was kind of salty about
Yeah.
it? Now look at you.
I know. Bad bitch status.
Yeah, we got to get Danish on next.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them in Florida. I actually think there's quite a few people in Discord in Florida right now. I know that Julie Rocks is in the Keys most of the year, although she's supposed to help us Airbnb the next time we go.
Okay.
She said that she's like on the lookout for good Airbnbs for us because our experience in the Keys was garbage.
I want to see Jenny over here.
I tried to get her to come to Vegas. I told her I'd pay for her flight. If she wants to come to Florida, I'll pay for her plane ticket. Absolutely.
I know she was talking about coming in October, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll ever accept
No.
us paying for a plane ticket for her.
She's made our lives so fucking easy with
I
the
know.
email screening.
I'm just letting you know. I don't think that's something she'll ever be willing
Yeah.
to accept. That's a lot.
I
it-
honestly appreciate her and Zach a lot
Yeah.
in the Discord.
We wouldn't have the Discord if it wasn't for the two of them.
Oh yeah, we would have deleted it a while ago.
Yeah.
Really?
The moment it created, let's wrap this up because I want to tell a story and I don't want it to be
Okay.
on the
Okay.
podcast.
Let's
So
go.
with
I
that-
know exactly.
with that being said, guys, thank you two for coming down here.
course.
This has
Yeah.
been fun. I know it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be.
No.
Good.
Thank you guys for being here. This
Of
was super
course.
dope.
Anything that you want to add?
I want to do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With them?
with you guys,
I'm
new
down.
people. I enjoy meeting the people who have had long term, just anything from us, joy, happiness, information, an evolution in their life.
You know it
Neat.
would be possible if we bought more mixers to set up in that room and have the mods.
That would be
It would be
amazing.
possible. It would be possible.
That would be pretty
We
dope.
would just need more mixers, and they would have to be
Yeah.
willing to travel.
Potluck?
I'm down.
That would be dope.
Potluck.
I'll bring the Swedish meatballs.
Mac and cheese, let's go.
Buffalo chicken dip.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.